Bay Bucks are something that you were involved in, and Bay Bucks are a complementary or community currency here in Traverse City, Michigan.
Yes. Yes, I have been part of the group that's attempted to get Bay Bucks into circulation and to promote it. Complementary currency, alternative currency, community currency, they're all different nuances to each of those terms. Local currency is my favorite for it because it stresses the value of it stresses keeping the value that's created in the community within the community and keeping it moving.
Now, can I ask you a few specific questions on Bay Bucks?
Sure.
Okay. The first is, who prints them, and how do you make sure there's no counterfeiting?
Oh, a great question. They were printed. There were several different operations involved in the creation of the bills. All with the thought of not just of preventing counterfeiting, but also making a beautiful and sort of locally generated creation. Bay Bucks are printed on a special and fairly difficult to obtain paper. They were the images on the different denominations were printed by a craft printer, Deepwood's press, so they're letterpress rather than web. So it's artisanal production, and then they have serial numbers and a little reflective stamp on them that is protection against photocopying. So there are. It just wouldn't be worth your time to try to counterfeit a Bay Buck, and they also have images on them that speak to different local ecosystems, sort of the micro-regions within the bioregion. And they are not in, I don't know if this all needs to go on the record, but it's not a howling success at this point. And this is not unusual for local currencies that are volunteer endeavors.
Now, which local currencies would you say have been successful?
Ithaca Hours in Ithaca, New York is probably the poster child of the local currency movement. And I wish I were better with numbers. I can't tell you sort of the volume of circulation that it enjoys, but they have, hundreds of members and a fair amount of recognition of the currency in that community, and a real tireless genius of an organizer named Paul Glover who launched it. I mean, part of I think that local currency and Bay Bucks is particularly is a community tool that may come into season as national currencies become a little iffy, and also if we get into a deflationary depression and just exchange media becomes scarce, then the businesses or individuals who have accumulated pools of Bay Bucks may have the incentive to start spending them. One of the things that is, a local currency sort of needs advocates and participants, and doing it as, as a philanthropic activity is almost, contrary to the nature of money. I don't know if I want to let that stand, but...
Do you mean like being a person that's taking care to make sure that it's circulating and that it's in circulation? Is that what you're talking about? Someone who's like kind of watching the currency, like they're the local currency guru or something?
Yes, and at this point, to Bay Bucks really requires activism. I mean, in that people who are proponents of Baybucks need to be willing to approach merchants and say, do you accept Baybucks? And if not, let me explain to you the advantages of trading in a local currency, like customer loyalty and just support for the local community.
Can I ask you a couple other technical questions first on Baybucks?
Yeah.
What denominations are there? Are they? Let's start with that one. What denominations are there? Just short questions here.
Ones, fives, tens, and 20s.
Okay, and how many are in circulation, or how many have been printed of each?
I can't remember
Just to like a
proportion of the denominations, Aaron. I'm so horrible with numbers.
I mean, like 1 million Baybucks in circulation, or 1,000, or
they're overall. They're about $13,000 in Baybucks out. We printed 90,000, so we've got a reserve that's residing in the vault of a local credit union. The way Baybucks are issued is through essentially being purchased at a discount.
What kind of a discount? Like 5 cents off the dollar, or 10 cents off the dollar, something like that. Is that what you mean?
See, no, it's about in the higher categories of membership. If you come as an individual member, you pay $20 and get $20 in Baybucks. If you join in any of the higher categories, you get 50% more Baybucks than you pay in federal dollars, and you get an ad in our directory and a listing on our website. And so that's one way that they were issued. But individuals can ask for them in change at places like the food co-op has been very supportive of Baybucks from the beginning, and in fact gave us a grant, to do some of the initial work. So you could go to Oriana and buy Baybucks from them at par, and they're not convertible. Once you have converted your federal money into Baybucks, it's not redeemable.
I see.
But some other local currencies are. The Berkshires in western Massachusetts is redeemable, and you purchase it at a discount and you can redeem it.